Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 8 Week 7, Day 7. So today, of course, we have ourselves the weekly spoilers for the week, as well as setting up for next patch, since we've pretty much finished up all the things. Of course, next patch should be this Tuesday, question mark. It's also the same day they're launching Puzzle Quest 3. However, there should be a pretty good chance that they end up also releasing the Gems of War patch. The main reason being there's currently no Friday event this week within the spoilers, which means, yeah, there's a good chance it's whatever's being introduced next patch will end up being the Friday event this weekend. So we might have something completely brand new. And of course, the patch coming in on Tuesday then. That's not 100% guaranteed, though is extremely likely at this point. But it's not 100% confirmed, so we'll still kind of have to wait and see. And if I'm not mistaken, are we even getting anything good on campaign next week? Let me double check, because we're on week 7 now. Was this the thumbnail wrong? I just noticed it says week 6. It should be week 7. The title is correct. For whatever reason, the thumbnail is wrong, though. Whoops. Oh, I'll fix that later. But anyways, I don't think we are getting anything good this week, then. Oh, if you have the extended thing, we can get the Fool. The Fool's not going to be viable, though. He's really gimmicky. Like, you can kind of use him, but even though you can kind of use him, there's not going to be much use. Like, it's so situational that you're basically never going to use it. It's going to be fun to mess around with, I guess, but it doesn't really do too much. Flash Offer's still useless. Oh, yeah, I got to kill a billion things today, too. I saw that earlier, and I didn't actually kill anything yet, but kill a billion of those purple things. Anyways, let's go over into the stuff for the week. So, of course, we have ourselves a Pan's Veil event week for next week. As far as a troop coming in, it deals some damage to 3 random enemies and then has a independent 50% chance to stun each one of them. So, overall, that's okay. Could be a triple stun. Could be less than that. Could be none. Overall, compared to other stunners within the game, you're probably not going to use this. There are some contexts where you could use this as an early game stunner prior to having pretty much any other options. But you'll eventually get to the point where you basically never need this. Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, there's a 4-time stunner from what? Half Guardians, which can basically do it from a single explosion, which is also the same rarity as this, but it's even lower rarity in a sense because you can get it with shards, which makes it easier to target. So overall, this thing's basically useless. However, it does have a 10% chance to create the wild gem, so it does have that kind of aspect going for it. But overall, I would not advise using this thing. It's pretty much just obtained for kingdom upgrading purposes, and will basically be never used again, like quite a few glory-related troops. So as far as the battles this week, it does look like it's going through a 2-4-6 cycle, where it's the first 2, then the next 2, and then the final, or then all of them at once. So basically the first 2 here, then the first 4, and then all 6 of them. As far as the scoring, it does seem to be rarity order for the most part. However, I'm not sure the exact rarity difference between some of these, because their points actually just keep incrementally going up. And I don't think there's any kind of weird factor here. As the battles against the Sky Goat. Wait, the Sky Goat's the best room? Wait. What? Okay, that's kind of confusing. So the worst point room will constantly gain a benefit. Meaning that theoretically, wouldn't that make Sky Goat the best room? As the battle against the Sky Goat gets harder, they will increase the amount of goat pelts by 25%. Meaning, this is the best room. Somehow, weirdly. That makes no sense. But yeah, the Sky Goat is actually the best room then. And then it's rarity order from there. That is so weird. I hate when they do that. But yeah, the Sky Goat, that should make Sky Goat the best room then. Because as you keep doing it, its points will increase, which will initially make it the worst room, but over time would make it the best room. That's just, I hate when they do that so much. It's just so confusing. But yeah, it seems to be rarity order, but Sky Goat is likely highest priority due to how it scales. So that's basically all you need to know. Anyways, as far as things going on next week, of course, as I mentioned, we do not know what the Friday event is because we're probably getting a patch this Tuesday. But, of course, we just have a standard ward event that we just kind of were going over there. Tuesday faction, of course, is for the Wild Plains faction, which is, I forget what kingdom it is, the Warrens. Then we have a pet rescue this Wednesday simply for, actually, is this new one? No, this is the Billy Kid, which is a Pan's Veil bonus. Yeah, Pan's Veil. Just double checking. Thursday, of course, we have the Bard hero class. Pretty underwhelming. Pretty much not used in the current state of the game, so nothing much you really do with it. And as you can see, this Friday, we currently have nothing, but we don't actually have nothing. That's because we have a patch probably this Tuesday. like nearly 99% sure, like really high percent chance. I'm not sure why they're launching a game and doing a patch for their other game the exact same day, but it seems extremely likely to be the case at this point, that they're basically doing both of them nearly at the exact same time, or at least on the exact same day, if nothing else. But we currently have no Friday event, but that's likely because Tuesday patch will be adding that Friday event into the game with the new features that reside within the next patch. Overall, we haven't been able to see a full-blown official patch notes, but next patch looking somewhat decent. However, there's also some things that could still be kind of bad in it that we don't know full details on. But overall, I am liking some of the changes. But we don't currently know, I don't believe, like the full list. Like there were some leaks on the forum from some other locations, but it wasn't like the official, like final full changelog. It was just kind of like a summary of what was in the patch. So we don't know, you know, all the specific details until Tuesday, or should be on Tuesday, most likely. We should be getting that patch Tuesday night, pretty much the same time we normally do the stream. Basically this time, 2 days from now on Tuesday. Anyways, we'll get around to that then when time comes around. For now, I do actually kind of want to prep for that patch. So one thing that's pretty noteworthy in that patch is there is a explore buff. And with that being said, there are two really good things. I'll mention on the Monday video too. But there are two really important things that you kind of want to do in order to prep for this buff. The first one is getting every single one of your kingdoms to explore 12 at 3 out of 4. I think Drifting Sands I have it at currently. I'm trying to find one. Yeah, right here. So you basically want to have every kingdom basically say this. Difficulty 12 in the corner there with 3 out of 4 here. The main reason for this is to try to get the mimic rolls when we go into next patch so that you only have to do one battle. It's also make sure that if you're because if you're already on the final battle, I'm not sure if it would actually roll a mimic or not. So the safest way to make sure that you would end up rolling the mimic is just to do it right before it could possibly even roll for it, which is specifically at 3 out of 4. Because if you're already on the battle, it might not generate a mimic a chance for you. Whereas if you're specifically right before it, you will. With that being said, since you're at 3 out of 4 in every kingdom, and might not be able to obviously do the final battle for each one, one way to get around that is to get 1,000 shards. So if you simply go and spam your favorite Explore 12 location, and keep doing that, but specifically running away every single time you hit the mini boss. You likely want to do this sometime tomorrow after you've done whatever the explore related objectives are. So basically, as soon as you finish the weekly objectives tomorrow, you will probably want to go and potentially do 3 out of 4. So if you haven't already, that you could do now. But the 1,000 shards, you probably want to wait till then, just so you don't get them consumed when you do the weekly objective. And in doing so, you'll be able to go and basically get all your shards, so that when you do have all the 3 out of 4s, you'll immediately be able to go straight to the mythic room without having to worry about that, like that last 30 or so that you're missing shard-wise. And yeah, then you're going to get a bunch of loot the second next patch comes out. We don't know exactly how strong these mimics are going to be, but they basically, long story short, not only is there a new mythic you can get from it, not sure how common it is, but the main thing that you're going to be able to get is a lot more trait stones. You will, I believe it's 2 times for the smaller mimic and 5 times for the bigger mimic. I don't believe we currently know the rates of either of these two things, but they will reside. And we might have weekends, like this weekend possibly, where they have an increased rate as well. So we'll have to see exactly how that pans out overall. Anyways, with that all being said, I guess we start doing that. Because we can pretty much just keep farming up all of the factions then. So our main goal right now is basically to get all of them to 3 out of 4, similar to how that kingdom is right now, and do that just for simply every single kingdom within the game. I'm probably going to skip on 2 though, Pan's Vale and Golvania, at least for now anyways. The main reason for these 2 is Pan's Vale will likely be needed for the objective next week, and Golvania is where I will be farming up to 1,000 shards tomorrow. So I'm specifically making sure not to do those 2, as those are the 2 most likely ones to be ones I'm going to still need to do. So every other kingdom, I basically want to do that too. We're going to do most of them tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to do literally all of them tonight, but that is the primary goal, I would say, of this stream, is to basically have them all prepped for this Tuesday, assuming we are indeed getting the patch on this Tuesday. And that's pretty much the game plan. Anyways, hello everyone! Hello Isabel! Hello Hong! Hello Ricardo! Hello Bill! Hello Nightmare! Hello Imperial! Hello Tyrian! Hello Peter! Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Mister. Hello, Gem God Diaz. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, did I say trait stones? I meant runes, or whatever they called. The tokens, the medals, the things that upgrade troops. But yeah, I meant tokens / medals. Well, technically tokens. But getting 5 tokens at once is basically like half a medal. Yeah, I didn't mean trait stones. My bad. Yeah, trait stones would obviously be pointless. However, tokens, those are much better, obviously. And that's the thing that they actually multiply. Oh, so hello, Dronian. Hello, Barbara. Welcome, welcome. Gosh, it just like hurt my neck when I just moved like that. So weird. Must have slept on it wrong or something. It's the first time all day it was like that, though. Yeah, no problem for the clarification. Yeah, I'm not sure why I said trade stones. I meant tokens. That'd be really bad if it did a multiplier on trade stones. Do they even do those weekly objectives anymore? I guess they do. Because I normally set the thumbnail to whatever resource it is, and I do recall doing the trade stone one occasionally. Oh, no, I did not mean to do this battle. That's not too big a deal, I guess. You can keep some at 4 out of 4 if you want. We don't know. I have been, because I accidentally keep doing them like I have been right now. I've been keeping a couple of them here. However, we don't know if it's going to roll for the Mimic or not, and I assume it won't, because they probably won't make it retroactively check for it. But, yeah, 4 out of 4, like right here is where you don't want it to be ideally. Though if you do, it's not too big a deal. But you ideally want to keep it at 3 out of 4. The problem with this is it will likely have these same 4 and not have any Mimic roll. Though I'm not 100% certain on that, so... it is advised to keep them at 3 out of 4, but if you really want to, you could do them all to 4 out of 4. I'm personally aiming more towards 3 out of 4. However, I have accidentally made some go 4 out of 4. And I'm just keeping them there for the sake of keeping them there. Just so we don't have to redo them. Because it'll still help towards the progress. It just might not get Mimic chances, which we don't currently know until it actually happens. It's not too big a deal if you're missing out on a couple Mimic rolls, though. Because you're still getting the shards from it, if nothing else. Plus, I believe the Mythic Mimic only occurs on that Mythic battle anyways. I think the smaller one only occurs on the earlier one anyways. So you'd only be missing some of the smaller rolls, if nothing else. Not the bigger Mimic. Why do you always farm Golvania? Because there's no immune to burn. Or actually, there's one immune to burn there now. But you normally insta-kill with Zugoff, so it's basically 0 immune to burns. Because you always prioritize killing it. There's plenty of other kingdoms you could do for variety depending on what team you want to use. So even if you want to use the Zugoff team, you notice like right now, we're not really struggling too much using in other locations. You just have to pay attention a lot to what has immune to burn. And since I mostly do Golvania, I'm not like overly familiar with every single kingdom's burns. But I do know most of them that do and do not have immune to burn. But just with 1,000-something troops, it's just hard to remember all of them sometimes. You can kind of see based on their icon though if they have the impervious or that little burn symbol thing. For the immune to burn. I would say the next most popular one is probably Nexus with the Scorpius build. That became like re-meta again since Nexus came around because there's no immune to poison in that location. That's not good when there's a lot of gnomes around because you sometimes get to those mech gnomes which hard counters that team. But on a given week it's perfectly fine to run that place. I personally don't though. But it has made Scorpius re-meta again. Although I do personally find that Zugoff builds still work quicker than it, on average. Why form Sword's Edge? No immunity to Devour or High King Iron Gut. Can eat all he wants. Yeah, you can go Devour builds. I used to, actually, the very first team I think I ran for Explore 12 was an Iron Gut related build. I eventually switched out into other builds. But yeah, you can still run Iron Gut. I just felt like it was slower than some other options that exist. But it definitely works. It still works to this day. I should have killed the one that had Bless. Whoops. Like, I knew it didn't have Immune, but I forgot that it had Bless fail. Or did it actually apply Bless to itself? Because it did off its ability, so... Oops, I did not mean to actually complete through. Ah, gosh, I failed. I need to pay more attention. It feels weird doing to only Explore 3, though. Because normally you do them based on sets. Whereas I specifically only want to go to 3. Which I have not successfully done correctly a single time this stream. Whoops. It's not too big a deal, though. Not in any rush to really get them there. Still got like 2.5 days. And it doesn't take that long. We timed about how long it would take, and it was about an hour. So it's not that long at all. Doing it preemptively barely even matters. It's more so just to make sure we're nice and prepped for the next patch. Also, when I say an hour, I meant getting all of them to 3 out of 4, not the 1,000 shards. I think the 1,000 shards might be another hour. But we'll be doing that tomorrow night, because I want to make sure to complete out the other objectives first. I'm not even sure if I'll do the 1,000 shard thing either. Because one problem with doing the 1,000 shard related thing is you're tossing away a lot of value. Because every single time you go through the sets, you're only gaining half the amount of shards. Which seems like a little bit of a waste, so I might not even do the 1,000 shard thing. Like, it would help you if you run or like really prep for next patch. But the rate at which you get the resources would have to be so high for it to really justify having the 50% loss on shards. So there is a chance I might just not even bother going for the 1,000. But I'm definitely going for all the 3 out of 4s. And before I forget, let's not do another battle. Not forget for like the 3rd time in a row. This one's already there, so I don't need to touch it. So technically it's one too far. Just in a Mirage next on Explore 12. I should probably keep a good Wild Folk location. Though then again, Pan's Vale can do Wild Folk off itself. Yeah, that's likely going to be one of the objectives next week. Like, kill a bunch of Wild Folk, do Explore in Pan's Vale. Some of those should have overlap with each other. Hello, Beer Razor. Hello, Chris. Hello, Bill. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Ricardo, if I didn't ever say hi. Let's see. The new Mythic can be combined with Elementalist class because it does double skull damage to stun troops. It could, but I don't really feel like it's going to be used for its double skull damage. It's not that much extra damage. I personally feel like this next Mythic's going to be exceedingly bad. Oh no, I needed that hero. But I personally feel like the Mythic coming out next Friday is really, really bad. And by this, next Friday, I mean this Friday, actually. It's coming out in, what, 5 days from now? Yeah, that's how days work. Yeah, 5 days from now. On this Friday. It's nothing really too special. Oh, did I do one battle too far? Oh no, that's battle 2. We're fine. We're perfectly fine. Alright, this will be the last one we'll need to do for this kingdom, and then we'll keep going. Getting them all prepped and ready to go for the big patch this Tuesday. Which is kind of funny, because almost every game I play is getting a patch this week. Puzzle Quest 3 is launching. Gems of War should be getting a patch at almost the exact same time on this Tuesday. The Pokemon game we've been playing literally patched as we were streaming it, which is funny. And I think that's all of them. I think Darkest Dungeon got a big patch the other week, though I haven't really been following it. I've kind of been just ignoring it at this point. Wait till it gets a bit closer to launch. Oh no, I don't feel like my experience with it was as good as, I almost said Puzzle Quest 1. I mean, Darkest Dungeon 1. Like, it wasn't a bad experience. I just don't feel like it had the same impact. Though it is still in development, obviously. You have immune to burn, don't you? That is slightly problematic. Especially being 1 mana short when I need a Zoog off you. Slight fail, but dead now. Oh, did I just do the full... Gosh, that's the second time I did that now. Oh, in all fairness, we're still getting the loot from it. It's just a little weird. Given our main objective is trying to get it to 3. And then I keep doing it. It's because I keep going through like the motions with the team. And then when I get like even slightly distracted, it's like, oh, I'll just keep going through the motions. And it's like, oh, that's not what I want to do. Because anytime I'm doing Explore, I do them in whole sets. It feels weird doing it only the 3 out. Hey, I need that. Only the 3 out of 4. That's the verse gnome I need. That's actually kind of rare when it's not an event. Give me that. I need that. That's a really good pickup. Always need more verse 2s, as that is personally my lowest verse. So great pickup to get. Okay, let me double check. What battle are we on? Okay, we do one more and then don't do any more here. Before I do like another set of them again. Oh yeah, I should double check if we were done with the invasion event and the other thing. I think we already are. Just do need to double check to see if we need to help the guild out or not. I don't think we do. But I should double check just in case. Let's see, guild, melting point, completed. That one we kind of knew. Invasion, I don't know for sure. Yep, we didn't claim the final loot, but we are done with it. Thanks to guild. Mad as Hell title, and a power orb, right? Power, blue, purple, none of those. Unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Anyways, did I clear out dailies? Yeah, I should probably go do that real quick. Before I get so focused on delves that I don't end up doing them. Oh, not on delves, I mean faction. I mean, not faction. I will eventually say the right term. Explore 12. Anyways, where's my Phoenicia build these days? It keeps moving on me. Even though it's not moving at all, but because I keep shifting around my team, it technically keeps moving. But the team itself kind of stays exactly where it is, but everything else around it keeps moving, which moves it in a result. Which makes it harder to find each time. That's almost the only one we really need there. I guess we'll take the gold as well, because why not? Well, we're definitely not tricking this trait stones. They're just really not worth it. Though, if you ever need class XP, do make sure to do these, because they do give 2 class XP each time, which is a really solid amount. And you can just kill it out with a rolling team or something similar, or, you know, something where you can use any generic hero class in the entire game. I personally don't need that XP, obviously, because we maxed out every single class. However, it is something to consider. So even those trait stone battles that are completely useless could still be good. Because the XP in this game is technically considered worth about 1 gem each. So if you're getting 2 XP per battle for your class, it's basically 2 gems per battle, which isn't that bad for a battle that takes like, what, 15 seconds when you kill out those weaker ones? Not even sometimes. So it definitely adds up how many gem saving in EXP that you're getting from it. Also, gosh, we still need a lot of purple kills, though we're easily going to get it throughout the stream. We do need 103 more of them. But pretty much everything we would do will passively be getting some amount, obviously. Oh no, I still think the troop that we're getting this Friday is half its magic, and then magic times 3 plus 2. I mean plus 3. Because that's what it says in the order of operations, isn't it? It even has the bracket to kind of show that it's like that. It's definitely nowhere near what Tina 9000 is. It's basically a way weaker Tina 9000. It's like trying to be Arachnian Weaver while also trying to be Tina 9000. While being a worse version of both of them. And of course, definitely don't forget to get the 50 gem thing. Always good, even if you just need the diamonds. Like, the diamonds alone are worth it. I don't even need diamonds anymore, and I still go for it. It's so worth it. Anyways, we finished off Cinder Mirage, right? Yeah, 3 out of 4. So you're good to go. Well, let's keep cycling around until we've hit every kingdom. Okay, this one's already there. Just making sure I don't skip any. That one's technically there, though it went slightly too far, but that's fine. That one's also there. Gosh, how many do we already have done? Let's see. That one needs to get there. Though I do need to retreat so we can actually set it to Explore 12. So we can get them all to Explore 12 and be... Oh, I do actually have to win this battle, though. I wasn't going to. I was just going to immediately run away, but the treasure gnome says otherwise. Trying to do Hall of Guardians, pure faction. What team do you suggest? I believe I won it with the legendary in first slot for the silence and durability, followed by the attack buffer, and then double gargoyle. I believe in that exact order. And I did it potionless as well. It was one of the only few I did potionless. Oh, it is a bit easier to do a potionless these days compared to back then. Oh, I did not mean to win that battle. Whoops. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the legendary. You know, the silent one. Or not silent one, whatever it's called. But the legendary. The one that raises their attack. And then, of an ally based on their armor. And then double gargoyle. Is I'm pretty sure the way I won the pure faction there. With no potions. Because you need double gargoyle to focus down the gargoyle in the final battle. Because if you're losing to anything on final battle, it's because you didn't outspeed their gargoyle. And you kind of need 2 gargoyles to effectively, in combination, outspeed it. Also, I'm using the wrong team. Where's my Phoenicia? I mean, not my Phoenicia. Where's my Zuguf? Oh, that's what you're trying. Nice. Yeah, that's the team I ended up doing it with. I would keep going with it and just keep trying. It is a bit luck-based. You're probably not going to get it first try, especially if you're running potionless, which assumably you are based on the fact that you're asking for it when it's not within potions anytime soon. But, yeah, it's definitely doable potionless. It's just, it's among one of the more difficult kingdoms to do potionless, though. It's definitely in the top 10 hardest. I'm not sure if it would make top 5, but it's definitely pretty high up there. I feel like at one point it would have been a top 5 hardest. I feel like there's a few others that are a bit harder than it now, though. Because as stats keep getting higher, your capability of dealing with the focus on Gargoyle gets a little bit easier. Because once the Gargoyle dies in the final battle, you basically just auto-win. The problem is dealing with the Gargoyle before you lose. But once it dies, you basically just win. Because there's very little else that can go wrong after the Gargoyle is dead. The bigger issue is just actually killing him. Because he does have spell reduction. And pretty much kills whatever he touches. Or at least a direct target anyways. The splash damage is not going to kill, but the direct damage... Oh, no, I did not mean to... Okay, well, I guess we'll do one more. I meant to stop it at 3 out of 4. Apparently, we're going to have like a third of them at full amount of battles. So we get to see if we actually do get any gargoyles off of them, though. I mean, not gargoyles. I mean, any mimics. To see if we can actually get them to roll there. Though that won't really be relevant going into the future, because it would only be relevant going into the patch. On if it would or would not roll there. I feel like it won't, which is why I'm trying not to do them at 4 out of 4. But the extra shards that you get from it's still kind of worth it, so if any of them do dip to 4 out of 4, it's not too big a deal. Not too worried, which is why I'm not bothering to reset them all again. While ideally 3 out of 4 is best, 4 out of 4 is perfectly fine. Because realistically, most of them you're probably not even going to roll the Mimic on anyways. So just having the extra shards ready and queued to go is still fine. At 4 science, I know, we'll be testing it for literally no reason other than the sake of testing it. Because it would only be relevant going into this patch, because it would never be relevant at any other point, because, you know, you'd already be in the patch already. So it wouldn't really matter. Also, we'll hand out a redeem code in a little bit. And we do have quite a few. We might have to hand out a few on patch night, which is most likely this Tuesday. Do keep in mind, it's not 100% confirmed yet, though the chance of it occurring is exceedingly high. But if it is this Tuesday, of course, not only will we be streaming it a bunch, but we will also be handing out a bunch of codes that night. Also, I'm still not sure when Puzzle Quest 3 is launching, so we're either going to be doing it on Wednesday day, Tuesday day, or the night of Tuesday. I have no clue at this point. I wish they would give us an exact time. Because they have not yet. Though knowing how Gems of War is, I feel like it might be around the same time as Gems of War patch, oddly enough. Obviously, Gems of War patch will have priority. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Oh yeah, that is something I did want to pull. I was going to do it again tomorrow, too. I'm just kind of curious. How many of you do plan on playing Puzzle Quest 3? Let's see. Do you plan to play Puzzle Quest 3 this week? Same devs as Gems of War. Because most people might not know that. This week. On launch? Let's see. I'm kind of curious what this number comes out to. I know it's going to be like somewhat low. I assume it will be under 50%. I'm just kind of curious what percent it is. It's the same genre. Obviously, it might not have like full overlap. Kind of curious what the number comes out to, though. I know some of you in chat already play. Actually, some of you are even in my guild in that game. I'm pretty sure it's not a majority. Like it's gonna be like, if I had to guess, it's gonna be like 30%. Yes, no, maybe. Oh yeah, I didn't put like a maybe or anything either. I just kind of have a yes or no there. That's funny, actually is exactly at 30% right now. Or technically 31%. That seems about right, about 1/3. That seems about where I would expect it to be. Let's see if we move that over. You misclicked? Oh, that's fine. I know you play. You're literally in the guild. Oh, I did not mean to do it all the way. No. Until it's out on console or iPhone, no. They were doing an iPhone beta. I'm not sure what happened with it. I kind of thought they already were on iPhone. But yeah, the console version probably won't come for about another year or so. That's basically what happened with Gems of War. I didn't have a console version until approximately, I want to say 9 months to a year after it launched on Steam. Like it definitely was within like about a year period. So you can kind of expect it if it's the same time frame as Gems of War by like late this year. They would probably have it out by console, on console. As far as iOS, they were already having a beta on it, though I'm not sure exactly what happened with it because it was kind of like a closed beta, unlike the one on Android that was an open beta. So I'm not sure what on earth happened with that because they were testing it on iOS, but for whatever reason, it seemed to never have like released in the same way as it did on Android. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't even have a device to check, so I really don't know. Since none of my devices are Mac related. You never tried Puzzle Quest before? Oh, it's pretty good. Puzzle Quest 1 is probably the best of the three. But Puzzle Quest 3 is the first one done in a live service kind of format kind of thing. But the original one was pretty good. Puzzle Quest 2, I personally didn't care for as much. It wasn't a bad game, but it just wasn't, like, particularly good. And Puzzle Quest 3's, it needs a bit of work. It has some fun aspects. I definitely wouldn't really advise spending much money on it, if any at all, though. Like, if you're playing 100% free to play similar to Gems of War, I feel like you can get a lot of fun out of it. I feel like you would lose some of the fun if you start, like, spending too much money on it, though. What is the best way to get cursed gnomes for expanding Soulforge? Wait until there's a vault event and then farm like crazy. When it's not a vault event, it is extremely hard to find cursed gnomes. So much so, I think I've only seen like 3 since their drop rate went all the way back to normal outside of the actual event. It is just so ridiculously rare. But yeah, just wait for vault event weekends. These occur for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, once every 6 weeks or so in the game. The next one resides on... I have no clue when the next one is. Actually, do we even know when the next one is? The next vault event is on... I don't think we know. Never mind. Oh, no. Next vault event is on March 25th to March 27th. So basically exactly a month from now, pretty much. But those 3 days, every single like 6 weeks or so, have a much higher chance of finding all the gnomes in the game, as well as a bunch of vault keys. And this is a great way to get cursed gnome, great way to get vault keys, great way to get pretty much every resource within the game. And those are the main times where you'd really try to farm them. It's kind of hard to find them otherwise in the current state of the game. So I would just wait for a vault event weekend. Hope you have free time that weekend and then farm like crazy if you do. That's like the best strategy to go about getting cursed gnomes. And realistically, one of the only strategies is because they're kind of rare otherwise. I keep doing the whole thing. Keep getting distracted. Not your fault, though. I'm just so bad at paying attention to multiple things at once. What is the best... Oh, I already answered that. Let's see. Kill that Wazoo off there. Get the other burn down. Take the red over there. Grab this chest, and don't forget to stop it at 3 out of 4. But yeah, I think my main goal might just be to get all the 3 out of 4s and not go for the 1,000 shard thing. The main reason being that if you're going to go stack up 1,000 shards, the only downside to that is you're getting half the payout the entire time. And we don't know how buff it's going to be next patch. And it would have to be pretty buffed for that to actually be a worthwhile conversion rate. Unless you just really, really want to have it prepped in time. Which can be done, but I don't think the, like the 3 out of 4s would help a lot. Because you still get the full amount of shards and everything. But to get 1,000 shards stacked, you'd have to constantly keep halving the amount of shards you're getting. Which is kind of just making your progress half as slow. Or, you know, half speeding everything. Compared to just doing it on Tuesday when it update most likely goes live. Like, you wouldn't have it done preemptively, but you'd be getting the full amount when you do, so. It's not really worth doing it the other way around. I'll still probably mention it on the Monday video, though. Because I feel like a lot of people might still not be aware that it's, like, pretty much right here. Or, you know, as far as when it's happening. Like, it's pretty much happening, should be this week. If it's not this week, it is very, very, like, next Tuesday after this Tuesday. Well, it's most likely this Tuesday, because we don't even have anything planned for this Friday. Or, you know, as far as the game itself. There's nothing shown as far as Friday's event, which means it's probably in the patch. Because nothing is shown because no event exists yet for what they plan to do this Friday. But then it will after Tuesday patch. Also, it's always funny when you get full mana off of one single mana gain. It might not seem like much, but the difference between having full mana and not having full mana is quite substantial. Even if it's only 1 mana that's stopping you from doing so. Which makes 1 mana gain in those situations ridiculously good. And for something that only has 6 total mana cost, 1 extra mana is a lot of mana. Since that's theoretically 1/6 of its whole total amount of mana. It's nearly the equivalent of Zugaf getting... I don't know, what's 1/6 of that? That would be like 5? Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of Zugaf getting 5 mana. Is the equivalence of Thrall getting 1 mana. Is the equivalence of Zugaf getting 5. Technically 5 point something something. But you could pretty much just say 5. So that's actually not too bad when you think of it that way. Even though one... Oh, I keep going... Ah, the amount of fail is strong. I keep going through the loop like, oh, I just want to farm this area. In all fairness, at least we're getting a bunch of farming in. Though I keep forgetting to keep it at 3 out of 4. I just have such a habit to, when I'm starting to do an explore, just to finish it out. Because I hate leaving it, like, partially done. But yet, my entire goal right now is to deliberately leave it partially done. And it's messing so much with how I normally go through the cycle. I can only fail it so many times, though, before I eventually do it correctly. Eventually, it'll be done correct. You were doing great, and a Wish Gem gave a Gargoyle full mana. Oh, gosh, yeah, that's something I didn't really factor in either. But yeah, you do have to deal with Wish Gems right now in faction events, which can be both a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how RNG wants to be. Especially when using Gargoyle, because you constantly have a way to explode, but also the enemy constantly has a way to explode. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. You always got to worry about whatever the power gem is at a given time, because there's almost always one active. It's not something I really had to deal with when I was doing all the factions, because it wasn't a mechanic that existed at the time. But it's definitely something to factor in when you're cycling through pure faction 500s, is how does the current power gem affect the kingdoms that you're looking to complete. Because it could be either positive or negative, depending on what it does. Or both, because not all of them are like directly one or the other. And some might make some harder than others or easier than others. Like any kingdom or any faction that has a destroy option is definitely a bit easier, but can also backfire because the enemy can also get that value. So I feel like it's more in the player's advantage, but you can still get situations like you mentioned where they're just going to take it, basically kill you out immediately and then you're dead. Because they definitely do substantially more damage than you. That's always a factor that can be dangerous. Same factor was kind of applicable when potion gems were around as well. I don't feel like it was as prevalent for wild cards though. But potion gems could really mess up a battle if you weren't careful. Because they kind of do the same thing as wish gems, at least in an indirect way. Though at least they gain extra turn as well. But they can also feed you a bunch of mana. Even though it can't like full mana your entire team, it still has like extra turn within and mana accumulation. Which is still kind of scary in a given battle. If the enemies get taken it, that is. These teams that normally wouldn't have proper mana accumulation would suddenly have it. Which is kind of like what Wish Gem does too. But you already kind of need some mana to be able to use a Wish Gem because you have to destroy it or find a way to Doom Skull poke it. Whereas something like a Potion Gem, you simply just had to match it and it was good to go, so it didn't require as much setup compared to a Wish Gem. There's always factors to consider when you're doing pure factions. Oh, I forgot to take the other skill first. Whoops. Oh, so did I do one battle too many again? Why do I feel like the answer is yes? I did. I've been on this faction for like probably 10 minutes. Not realizing I keep cycling through the whole thing. Because my natural habit every single time is just go all the way through. And my brain cannot function on anything other than that. It doesn't know how to process a partial completion of a faction. It just sees faction and then it starts the faction, and then as it sees the start, it's like, oh, I must finish the whole thing. I'm almost about to end it at a 2 out of 4 just to make sure it is literally impossible for me to possibly make it go all the way. There, so you need 2 more battles and then just don't take a battle. So I just need to win this one, win the next one, and then stop touching it. Then we move on to the next kingdom, and then rinse and repeat. Alright, 1 more battle, and then do not touch it again. We can't possibly forget for like the 6th time in a row. We got a Glory Gnome as well. A completionist. Oh yeah, we're like a try-hard completionist for pretty much everything. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing. But I do it like every game I ever play. Alright, now just don't touch it. Okay, let's move to the next one. Before I accidentally do it for like the 7th time. Oh, if nothing else, at least we're farming shards and everything the whole time. But I'm trying to get them all to 3 out of 4. If I keep doing them completely, I'm not getting them 3 out of 4. Interesting. The poll for Puzzle Quest 3, isn't that slightly higher than the one that we did for the other game on Friday? Because I ended up doing it for, oh gosh, I already forget the name of the game. Wow, why can I not remember the name of that big game that came out this Friday? What was it called again? Oh yeah, Elden Ring. But yeah, we did a poll earlier for that, and it was like super, super low. But I am surprised the Puzzle Quest 3 one is that low. Like, it's higher than the other one, but still kind of low. That's still interesting. Good info to know. We're still going to be covering it like a lot, most likely. Though we're probably not going to have as regular of a stream for it. I do still kind of want to have a stream for it, I think. It really just depends. Does it have enough content coming in to even justify it? Like, there's a lot of guides to cover initially, but I'm not sure there's much to stream initially. I know when when Gems of War first launched, like, you couldn't even think about covering a weekly video. For one, there wasn't even weekly events when the game first launched. It was bi-weekly, and then eventually became weekly. But, like, there wasn't enough content to even make a weekly video on back in the day. Whereas now you can show, like, realistically, like, half a dozen teams, if not more, for everything throughout the week, plus all the new content, plus everything else that's going on. Plus we got a patch this week. Most likely. Original plan, get 3 out of 4 in 1 hour. Actually, it takes like 3 hours. It might. We're not doing all of it right now, though. Although I do want to get a good majority of it done this stream. And then tomorrow's stream, we just worry about the tasks and finishing up whatever we need, loose ends, for next patch. And that'll be good to go, hopefully, for what should be a Tuesday patch. And maybe more people would play it if it was fun. True. I did enjoy my time with it. But it definitely gets really tedious. Like, Gems of War has quite a few mechanics to get bypass this. With a star system, how most of their events will work and stuff like that. Like, there's always, like, a goal to strive for. And nothing ever gets, like, too tedious. And it's a lot more optional, a lot of the stuff. Like, Puzzle Quest 3 feels like it's almost, like, forcing you to do quite a few things. To, like, get more retention time out of you. Whereas a lot of things in Gems of War are super optional. Like, do you want to do your daily dungeons? Well, you do gain some benefit, but it's not, like, going to make or break your account if you don't. Though maybe early on. Well, even early on, you can kind of ignore it for the most part. But there's things like that. There's, like, daily arena, where obviously most people don't run daily arena. I think last time we polled it, it was less than, like, 10% or something. It was something absurdly low. But, like, a lot of people don't do daily arena, but it's there. Like, you get some loot for it. But it's not, like, so good that you feel like you have to do it, but it's still there if you kind of want to. Because Puzzle Quest 3 set up in a way where if you, like, don't do every single daily, you basically get no loot whatsoever. It's basically almost like an energy system, but invisible. Where it's like, oh, here's all these dailies that you can do, like, X amount of times. But if you don't do them, you're going to get, like, almost no progress. So it's almost like an invisible energy system without actually having an energy system. Which is a really bad way to set it up. It's almost worse than an energy system. Because it's not, like, upfront about being an energy system. It kind of, like, disguises itself with, like, a lot of limited things overlapping each other. Where if you don't do all these limited things, you're basically getting no loot whatsoever. Because in Gems of War, you could... well, the dailies are super quick in Gems of War, the limited ones, so that's not really as big an issue. But, like, there's so many ways to gain infinite loot in Gems of War, especially when there's a vault event, but not even counting vault events. Like farming infinite gold, farming infinite trade stones, farming infinite, like, tokens and stuff like that. Even gems can be farmed infinitely, the premium currency for the game. You primarily do it off a treasure hunt or taking your tribute every hour. Though for endgame players, it's actually more realistic just taking your tribute every hour. Because I believe doing treasure hunt is about 50 to 70 gems per hour, give or take a little bit. And taking your tribute every hour in endgame is like minimum 20 gems. So if you just take it 3 hours over the course of like a few minutes, boom. Or, you know, it takes a few minutes to take it. Obviously, it takes a few hours, but, you know, each time is only taking you like 30 seconds to a minute. That's not one other thing I'm not a fan of in Puzzle Quest 3. They have so many timers with, like, the loot boxes and everything that you get in it. And they don't sync up perfectly fine either. Unless you have, like, a billion pets already upgraded. And I've been playing for a while, and I still don't really have a proper setup for it. Hey, another gnome. Oh, so I'm starting to get to the cycle where I'm just constantly spamming this kingdom, aren't I? Every time I keep talking and focus on what I'm talking on, I keep, like, losing track of what on earth I'm doing in the game. Which is slightly problematic. Though at least we're still farming it. If nothing else, I'm, like, passively farming it. By going through the motions. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to keep it there. Because we don't actually have any on the Mythic battle to kind of see what would happen. So you know what? I'm going to leave it just like that. And see what happens. Though that we probably don't want to do. Which almost makes me want to take the battle now that I think about it. You know what? I'm going to take the battle. Because we actually don't want to leave them exactly on the final. Like, the furthest we want to do it is on the mini-boss. Because I believe the Mythic Mimic can only occur on that final one. And you definitely want to make sure you get the roll for that. Because that's where all the loot is. It's a 5 times multiplier to how many tokens you get. Which is pretty insane, given that you're getting minimum 2 tokens on Explore 12. Which means you're getting 10 tokens instead of 2. Or 15 instead of 3. So, like, right there, we would have gotten 5 and 5 if that was a Mythic Mimic. As well as a chance of getting the troop itself. The Mythic Mimic. Because it is actually a troop. I have no clue what it does, but I assume it functions very similar to normal Mimic, but stronger. With a nice, unique trait. But it's basically just going to be Mimic, but stronger, I would assume. As far as how that troop functions. Like a really heavy RNG-based troop. But structured in a way that might be more viable than the other Mimic. Because the other Mimic's pretty much never used. It has like a 1 to 6 chance to devour and a few other things that aren't horrible. But it's just too inconsistent to ever bother using. You only have time to be obsessed with one game at a time, true. Yeah, Puzzle Quest 3 is pretty time intensive. If no one pointed out, the Steam store page for Puzzle Quest 3 says March 1st. This game plans to unlock approximately 1 day and 13 hours. Oh, is there an actual time? Okay. So what is 1 day and 13 hours from now? 1 day and 13 hours from now is 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, which means we're doing a Tuesday midday stream for Puzzle Quest 3. If that's the case. Where do you see that time? I did not see that time anywheres on it. But I also haven't checked it in the last day or two. I think the last time I checked it was like Friday. But yeah, that means we'll do a midday stream for it when it launches. For a launch day stream. But based on that, that should be, what, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? So we'll probably do a stream at that exact time. Or maybe an hour off if it's taking some time to set it up with Steam and everything. Oh, it's just on the store page sitting there? Okay, I didn't see it earlier. I did not see that. Oh, it probably says it where the buy now option is, or, you know, where like the play with button thingy would be. That makes sense. That would make sense. Yeah, I can probably check it right now just by going into the thing. If I go over here, go to click on here, click on like store page or something. How do I get to store? Go to store. Click on like Puzzle Quest 3. Oh, there's the thing for Elden Ring, gosh. Has that thing broken past, did I spell puzzle wrong? That's kind of funny. I know it's 2 Z's, but for whatever reason, it only inputted 1. So where do you see it? Oh yeah, it does say it. 1 day, 13 hours. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Assuming it actually is working at that exact time. Which is to be questionable. But assuming it's working and servers hold up and everything, it's coming out exactly 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday then. And then they're probably doing the Gems of War patch at 8 p.m. Or, you know, pretty much the exact same time we did a stream. The Gems of War stream. That's kind of funny. Hey, we'll throw that down. Grab that, take our reds, get a Zoog off. Oh, I went slightly too far again, didn't I? Oh, that one is a spot where I can leave it, so let's just leave it there. Before I ruin it even further. Which I will find a way. Oh, so we still haven't hit all of our purple kills yet, surprisingly. Though we haven't really been trying to target them at all, obviously. We're just kind of going from explorer to explorer. Yeah, we'll go hand out a, I'll hand out a redeem code once we end up finishing out this explorer. And by finishing, I mean to explore 3 and hopefully not actually finishing it. And then we'll go hand out a code and we'll probably just keep doing it until we hit the daily objective thing. Because we got one of the bigger ones today. Or I should say I got one of the bigger ones today because the top one can actually be different per person. Occasionally you'll get to kill 150 of a color for 100 gems. And that's the one we got. It's a 5% chance per day that you will get it. It is completely random. It also only occurs once you've completed out all those other tasks that are normally there in early game. So if you're a newer player, you probably have never seen it yet. But if you've been playing the game for a while, you'll see it approximately once every month. If you ever wonder why that different task is there. But last I recall, unless they changed it, there's about a 5% chance per day you'll see it there. Which comes out to about once per month. Technically slightly more than once per month, but realistically, it's going to feel like once per month. Though we have gotten it multiple days in a row before. Though it's very unlikely, though technically possible. There's no check to see when the last time you got it is, so you can get really lucky and get multiple in a row. It's not likely, but possible. It is still possible. Also, hello Defiant. Welcome, welcome. Oh, there's the 3 out of 4. Yeah, we're mostly just farming up all the kingdoms right now. Oh yeah, let me go ahead to the code, so you came in perfect timing. Though then again, you don't even play on the version where you can claim it, though. But let me go ahead to the code. Because I said after that one we would. And I'll keep grinding them. And then we'll probably keep going until we've hit the 100 gem thing. For getting 150 purple kills. And then whatever we don't finish today, we'll finish after we go over all the Chapter 8 tasks tomorrow. For the weekly event objectives. Also, we'll probably mess with the new troop as well. The new troop's nothing too interesting. It's the full... He basically jumbles the board with an extra turn % chance while also having a shuffling of the entire enemy team. Basically meaning when he casts a spell, he will change the location of every single troop on the enemy team to be a different location where than they currently reside. Unfortunately, I have no control, obviously, on where they specifically go. But, I don't know, it's okay for a 6 mana cost. The biggest issue is it's not guaranteed automatic extra turn. I believe it's based on brown, if I'm not mistaken, on the board. So realistically, you're going to need, like, what, 12 brown, if not higher, to be able to get, like, a pretty good chance of extra turning off it. Technically, you could do it with less, obviously. But we need at least 10 for that 70% for, like, that 2 and 3, 2/3 kind of chance there. But the biggest issue with it is it's not always going to do it, which is going to be the biggest thing holding it back overall. Which is the biggest liability it's going to have overall. To such a degree where it's basically not going to be used. We'll still be messing with it because it's a pretty gimmicky fun troop. But its viability is similar to every other Terra card, is probably not going to make it worth using. That's a pretty gimmicky fun troop. So I'll probably mess with it for like a few battles just to kind of see what it does. And in the following week, we can go over the new Mythic, which is actually funny because we actually get 2 Mythics within a few days then. Because, of course, we get one this Friday, and we also get one, if you have the bigger pass, you actually get one the Monday as well. Not tomorrow Monday, but next week's Monday. I have no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. If anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Otherwise, we're mostly just going to be doing a bit more Explorer, kind of getting them prepped for next patch. In anticipation for the big patch. Oh gosh, do I have to win this with Leprechaun? It's realistic just to run away at this point. I think I am. Like, if we really wanted to try to fight this out for like 5 minutes, I feel like Leprechaun could win. I just don't feel like we should do such a thing. Even though we could. Also, did you get an insta-kill? Why did it feel like we died so easily on that battle? Sure felt like he did. We have no good options here. Man, a little slow start. Once we get it going, he's basically just gonna be dead. Oh no, my hero, I needed that. I gotta get all this back up just to Zug off you again. That's not too big a deal. If nothing else, a bunch of purple kills that we need. Surprisingly high amount of purple here. Though I guess quite a few rogues do use purple. Though quite a few things within this kingdom don't. Oh, I should have taken the other skull first. Whoops. Luckily there's still a skull there and we still have enough durability to kill him out with. And remember to only do this battle and don't keep going. Don't keep going. You wonder if Infinity Plus 2 will stream tomorrow? Oh no, they haven't streamed in forever. Though I would sure hope they would stream their new game at some point. But I'm not sure what's really up with that. Like, streaming's not that hard. As someone who has done it for like 5 years now, it is a pretty easy thing to do. Like, it's harder than probably the average person thinks, but it's, compared to like in anything, it's definitely towards the easier side, obviously. But there are some complexities to it that a lot of people don't think about. I think the main one is talking and playing at the same time. Because normally one suffers, and normally more so than not, it's my talking capability, more so than my playing capability. But sometimes it's the other way around. Like, whenever you're talking a lot, you tend to play worse. Just kind of tends to be a thing. And even after many years of doing it, I am still kind of horrible at mixing the two of them. As you've probably seen by me accidentally, like, going through so many kingdoms we didn't need to this stream. I can't even see the thing. Where it is. Is the lovers from Nexus in the no? Yes, it is. It actually got added, I think, a week or two ago. I don't remember the exact week. I mentioned it during the video, though. So I think it was 2 weeks ago. But yes, the lovers are indeed in the Vault Key drop table. The chance of you getting it from the Vault Key drop table is so absurdly low that don't hold out on it. However, it is technically possible as of this exact moment in time, for like a week or two now, to get the lovers from Vault Key. So yes, if you open any Vault Keys right now, they do have a chance for lovers. The chance is absurdly low, so don't expect to get it, but it is technically obtainable in Vault Keys right now. Just keep in mind, you can open literal hundreds and still not get it. based on its drop rate relative to the chance you're specifically going to get it compared to a different tarot card. But yes, it is in drop table. So if you do want to try for it, it is there. I would normally advise, especially if you're playing free-to-play, wait until you're missing multiple tarot cards before you try going and opening vault keys to try to get some. You don't want to just target down one single tarot card if it's like the only one you're missing. You normally want to wait until you're missing at least 3 or 4 or so tarot cards and then start farming for them. Otherwise, you're going to keep doing that every single time, and you're going to run out of vault keys very quickly unless you farm vault events like a crazy high amount. You will eventually run out of vault keys. So I would normally advise waiting until you're missing multiple tarot cards and then try farming for them, rather than trying to farm for every like new one whenever it comes around, or every like other one. You want to wait till like every third at minimum if you're playing like 100% free to play. Because the more tarot cards you're missing, the higher chance it is a tarot card you will get is one that you don't have. Slate Aspire is going to get an update to use with the Steam controller. Do you mean the new Steam platform? I'm not sure you mean Steam controller. Isn't it getting an update that will work with the new Steam Deck, I think you meant to say? Because I did see something like slightly related to that. Though I assumed most games would have compatibility with it. But yeah, I'm still kind of waiting on the Steam Deck. Actually, I never bothered looking into it more. Like, since it's actually been, like, properly released. I do plan on eventually getting one, though it's not, like, super high priority yet. Especially since we got the OLED last year. Because again, the better model for that's like, well, almost 600 or something. I'm holding out for now, but I probably will be getting it. Just to kind of see what you can do with it. There's quite a few things that you can end up modifying it into, because it's pretty open as far as modding it and everything. Like, the device itself is pretty much not locked in any way, shape, or form. Oops, I accidentally did that one too far. Let me go reset it. Fell. Not too big a deal, but oh well. Here we are again. Hey, there's that one new Mythic. Oh no, I personally feel like that one fish just wasn't that good. I felt about that when it came out, and I still feel about that now. Like, you never see anyone using it either. Or if they are, they're using it in a kind of trolley team, because there are some, like, weird, funny, devoured kind of teams you can build out of it. But I haven't seen, like, a serious team to really bother using the, that one fish. Like, it's a fun trip to have. It's just almost never useful. Which, unfortunately, is the case with a lot of Mythics, though. Because unless it's in, like, the top several % of troops, given that there's 1,000-something troops, it's just going to get drowned out with all the options that there are. So every troop has to be really good, or in a really specific way for it to be viable in the current state of the game. Because anything that's not is just going to get dropped off very quickly compared to things that are or maybe not versatile, but, you know, something needs to serve a purpose very well for it to kind of stick in any game mode in this game. Because there's just so many options that almost every new option they ever add has to be extremely niche. Otherwise, it's never going to get used. It has to serve a very niche, precise role while doing that role the best. And if it is super niche but doesn't do the role the best, it's just going to become obsolete as well. It's one of the reasons why so many new troops that come in feel so useless. That and they all can't obviously be good, but I don't know, they make a lot of them not good though. Some of them by design, some of them by I'm not sure what. Like, obviously they have to deliberately make some not viable. Like an average ultra rare obviously is not going to normally be ultra meta, though some of them are. Like, it's not really a rarity where you'd kind of expect it. It's just weird when they do multiple mythics that are... Oh no, I meant to actually stop there. Wait, I still can. You know what? I could just retreat here. Aha. I remembered that time. All it required was me to retreat and say no. There we go. Let's keep going. We done these already, right? Black Hawk, that one, that one. The Vineyard Fields. I think I already did the Vineyard Fields. That's not where I want to click. We have... Broken Spire, I'm pretty sure we haven't. So let's do a Broken Spire. Let's see, how many more purple kills do we need? Should be like right on top of it. Yeah, there we go. We only need 20 more. We're pretty much there. A few more of the kingdoms will get us there. Especially if we take the more purple-based kingdom like Karkaroth and Kedar. Which is kind of the direction we're heading in right now. Only problem with the kingdom we're currently taking, a lot of immune to burn here. Like a really high amount of immune to burn here. Like a really, really high amount of immune to burn here. An annoying amount. But we're still going to win. Like, I'm pretty sure a third of this kingdom has immune to burn. In one way or another. Which kind of makes sense. They're from a volcano area. Quite literally. Like, you could even see it erupting in the background. So, to a degree, it makes sense. But still. I also have no clue why I didn't take that extra turn. I even saw it there, and I was like thinking, oh, I could take an extra turn. It's like, wait, no, I can't. Is that journey thing over with? No, they're going to be doing another journey event. It seemed like they were going to maybe do it for every kingdom. However, at this point, I think we can basically come to the conclusion that they haven't done it for so long that they're basically only going to do it for new kingdoms. Which was slightly the speculation. However, it seemed like they were going to maybe do it for every kingdom. But at this point, based on how long it has been since we've gotten a journey event, I think we can confirm that the next journey event will be whenever a new kingdom comes out. I do not believe we're going to be getting a journey event prior to that. And for that reason, we haven't really seen another journey event because the most recent time was, of course, Nexus, which was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, back last November, December. So, yeah, maybe in another few months we'll be getting another kingdom, and then that would bring in another journey event. But, yeah, they're still going to exist, but they might only exist on new kingdoms, which would be a little bit weird. It almost seemed like we were going to get a journey troop for every kingdom. But then, if they're only doing it for new kingdoms, then that can never happen. So I'm not sure what the whole ordeal is. But I know for sure, if we get a new kingdom, we will definitely get a new journey event. That goes without a doubt at this point. If we'll get one when there's not a new kingdom, that's within question. Like, if we're just going to randomly see one week at some point. But as it currently stands, we could probably expect one whenever next kingdom comes in. Which, who knows what on earth that will be. But it definitely will be sometime this year. They're definitely going to add another kingdom at some point this year. It's more so a matter of when than if. Oh, I could have killed him with Skull. Whoops. Well, now I got to kill him with Zugoff. Also, I think this is the last battle we need to do for this set, right? Before I go too far once again. Probably. Oh, I already slightly went too far once again. Well, we'll leave it there then. Anyways, let's go do Karkaroth next, because I believe we already did Zolkari. Let me double check just in case. Yeah, we did it slightly too far, but we did indeed do Zolkari. So let's go say hi to Karkaroth, reset this place. Also, this place has quite a bit purple, so it will help us quite a bit. Since we do need some purple kills right now. Retreat from you. Click OK. Get you to explore 12. If nothing else, we'll be all prepared for that patch then. Still kind of excited to see how it overall works out. It's definitely going to make token grinding a lot easier, it does for sure. A lot more accessible. Is there no Tower of Doom in our near future? No, it happens once every 11 weeks. It happens between every single campaign event. So we're currently in campaign 8 right now. And when it shifts from campaign 8 to campaign 9, there's a week in between. That week in between is Tower of Doom. That means the next Tower of Doom is in, so we're on week 7 right now, right? Week 7. So next Tower of Doom is on... So 9, 10... 3 weeks from now. Like 3 weeks and 1 day from now is next Tower of Doom. I think I did the math right there, right? Yeah, it should be. 3 weeks and 1 day from now is next Tower of Doom. If you're looking to do Tower of Doom. But yeah, it's once every 11 weeks compared to when it was once every 4 weeks. Which obviously is way longer now to wait. It's 3 times as long, pretty much. I was talking about it the other night, but it's definitely something they still need to tweak. Because it was scaled originally for being once every 4 weeks, and now it happens 3 times less frequent. Or pretty much 3 times less frequent. But yeah, it's always in the week in between campaigns. It's been that way for about 1.5 years now. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's changing. They were going to say they were maybe going to do like mid-season kind of Tower of Dooms, but then they never got around to doing such a thing, which is kind of weird. Because they said they were kind of planning on doing that and then never did. Which is kind of problematic because we need more Tower of Doom for those scrolls. They were ridiculously hard to get in the current state of the game. In the Forge update in 6.1, the most previous biggest update that we got last December, while that somewhat addressed it, it by no means fixed the issue. And more so just made the issue, it just made it like I don't know, I'm sure what it really did. Like it made it slightly easier to get them, but like barely at all. Like it's definitely not a fix, if that's like what they were kind of trying to do with it. It definitely did not really fix the issue. Alright, so you're ready to go, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. Oh, you're not ready to go. Oh, no, you're ready to go, never mind. So let's do Dragon's Claw next. Oh, no, you're not ready to go. It says 3 out of 4, but you're on Explore 1. It's not on Max Explore. So retreat, up it up, and be good to go. So I think it's the last one we need for the purple kills as well. We should be like 1 away, yeah, 8 away. Pretty much there. Actually, if we go do Karakroft next, we'll definitely end up getting it. That place is almost like pure purple. It's very heavy on the purples. Also because it's all undead, pretty much. It's a very undead heavy kingdom. Oh, we have a skull follow-up, but I can't do anything with it. Also, how on earth did that miss? I should have just taken the purple from the board. What a fail. Also, hello, Insane Gamer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. Now, we'll do this one in Karakroft, because there's no way we don't get the purple kills off of Karakroft. That's like, I mean, not Karakroft. Why did I say Karakroft? I meant Kazil. I'm starting to do the same thing I mentioned earlier. We're confusing all the K kingdoms. All 3 of them. I haven't done that for a while, but I feel like I've been doing that a bit more lately. Accidentally confusing the 3 K kingdoms. Karakroft, Kazil, and Kedar. They're all such drastically different kingdoms as well. Though Kedar and Karakroft are probably more similar. He's a bunch of demons, the other one's a bunch of undead. Though the one that's a bunch of dwarves is obviously way substantially different than the other 2. Looks like Doom Daggers are the next run. Oh yeah, someone was mentioning that earlier. I didn't actually see if they were any viable. Though based on how daggers normally function, I assume they're not that good. Because normally the premise of a dagger, though there are a few exceptions to it within the game, but most daggers just do a really high amount of damage to the last slot. Which unless your overall ability with that weapon is super ridiculously good, like auto extra turn, get it like some kind of good effect on kill, and a billion other things, it's probably not going to be worthwhile. Very few daggers are worth using in the game. There are a few, like Turnip, that is absurdly good. Though Turnip's not really a dagger, it's a turnip. Like, it's literally a food item. Though because it's kind of like tipped at the end, it's considered under the dagger category. And also to make it synergize with Thief class, which is the main synergy class for it. But, I don't know, it's not a dagger in traditional sense. It doesn't even function like the other daggers. It's more so dagger in name only, just so it would have better synergy with goblins. And a pure goblin team with the Thief Hero class, because Thief Hero class has dagger as its primary weapon, which is the main reason it's set up that way. I do wish classes got like more damage with their primary weapon though. The amount extra that you can get from it is so pitiful. I wish it was closer to like 10 or 20% damage. Oh, there's our purples we needed. Let's go do one more battle so this kingdom's also set up. All the K-name kingdoms. But yeah, let me actually go check what the Doom Dagger does. I actually have not bothered checking it yet, so I might as well check it tonight. Because I believe we're getting the first one very soon. Isn't it next Doom event we're getting the next dagger? Or the first dagger, I should say, because we don't have any daggers currently within the game. Or at least in the sense of no Doom daggers, I should say. Obviously, we have daggers in the game. But not specifically the doomed variety of daggers. Oh yeah, here's the redeem code from earlier. Pretty sure most of you used it already, but let's go post it back in chat for anyone getting here near the end of the stream. That's the same one from earlier, but it gives same word as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Same one from earlier, but for anyone still hasn't claimed it on PC mobile version of the game. But there you guys go. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated as always. Anyways, so let me go look at the dagger real quick. So, let's go bring that up. Oh yeah, I forgot. I closed the web page earlier. Well, we can get over there pretty easily on Terran's World. Hopefully I typed that correctly. I did. Okay, I'm looking for weapons. We should be able to see it as one of the first ones here. Yeah, green dagger coming out on Monday, March 21st, as was mentioned. So let me go read this text. It's a little small. I can barely read it with my glasses, gosh. Though I'm getting new ones in a week, though I'm not sure that would really help me much. But they are adjusted a bit more for my current vision. Anyways, they deal magic plus 4 damage to the last enemy, which is to be expected. That's what daggers generally do. Boosted by green gems at a 1-to-1, which isn't much. If they have a Doom, deal double damage. That's good if they have a Doom. There's a 3% chance per tempering level to kill the enemy. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like it's mostly useless. It really depends what his perks are. We can't even see what the perks are for this Doom weapon. But that's kind of interesting. If it gets really good perks for being maxed, that has some amount of potential. Because not only would it be able to use all the, those good perks, but having a 30% chance to insta-kill the last enemy. Oh no, I still feel like it's going to be too clunky. If it was more like inverse assassin, where it dealt damage the first slot, but had chance to insta-kill, or like it deals damage to last slot, but has insta-kill chance on first, which would be the inverse of like assassin and such, where it does damage to first slot, but has insta-kill on last. If it distributed its damage a little bit more like that, I would feel like this weapon's a bit better. But I feel like it's going to be doing so much damage to the same target that you have the insta-kill chance on, that it's not going to be worthwhile to use. It really depends what his 5 perks are, which we can't even see yet, because obviously the weapon's still in development, still got like a month before it comes out. So we don't know what these perks are yet, like these things. We don't know what those are yet for the dagger, or any of the daggers for that matter. However, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to be one of the better categories overall. Though it can be if it has some really good perks. But I don't feel like the perks will be good enough to justify using this weapon. But time will tell. We don't currently even know off the spoiler the thing. So we'll find out in a month, or maybe a little bit closer. After the next patch, we might actually know the data for it. So we might have to look at it again after Tuesday night, or even on Tuesday night, just to kind of see what's up with it. Because we'll probably know by then. Because it would be coming in about a month. So the patch tomorrow, or sorry, on Tuesday, that's most likely coming. Not completely confirmed, but very likely. That will likely give us the information on what the rest of the perks are, so we'll kind of know how bad or somewhat okay the daggers are. It definitely doesn't seem too over the top, but has a chance to be viable if nothing else. Though very low chance. I don't feel like it's going to be one of the higher priority ones, but it might be a functional one. We'll have to wait and see. But it really comes down heavily to what on earth the perks are. Anyways, we'll go ahead and there for now. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, as we do every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll mostly be messing with all the Chapter 8 tasks, as well as finishing out the setup for basically the next patch. We're basically going to set up all the kingdoms to be ready to go, so we could do a bunch of explore on launch, or I almost said launch night, but for, you know, the patch night for the next patch of Gems of War, which should be on Tuesday. Though there is a small chance it's not, but I'm banking on it being on Tuesday. Because we don't even know what the Friday event is, which kind of would assume that the Friday event is some new event that's coming in the next patch, which will be obviously on Tuesday then, because that's when they normally do their patch. They're also launching Puzzle Quest 3 that day, so if you want to come watch that, even if you don't really plan on playing the game, we'll mostly be kind of messing around. I'm not sure if they're adding a new hero class or anything, but we might start a new account. Well, not a brand new account, but, you know, like a level 1 thing, and kind of go through the storyline some on it. We'll see. But hopefully they'll add a new character that we can do it on. But we'll be messing around with that game on launch day as well. It's launching at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on that Tuesday. So they're basically launching a new game and a new patch for Gems of War on the same day. So we'll be kind of messing with that. And we'll go from there. And I might be covering some guides for that one Pokemon game. because they actually did a pretty big patch, and I did want to cover a couple things before it gets covered by like a billion other people. Some of which were already videos I was planning on covering that actually work even better now in synergy with the new patch that just did. So we'll kind of go from there, and obviously we'll have the Monday video tomorrow as we always do. At some point tomorrow, I'll try to get it out as early as I can, so we have all the teams and everything ready to go for the entire week, as we have quite a few things going on. Though I won't be able to say anything about whatever event we have going on Friday, because we don't know what's happening on Friday. It's likely going to be related to next patch, but we don't really know until next patch gets here, so we'll figure that out then. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Enjoy your week, and stay safe out there. Catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching, as always. Greatly appreciated.